Why are you single? I'm going to say this one time, okay? Are you listening? It could be because I'm an empath who's attracted to emotionally unavailable men, and that I also view red flags as some sort of amusement park that will eventually spin me around in a narcissistic circle until I vomit.
There used to be a time that fairy tales were true. The king and the queen and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the video as soon as I put them out. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if it feels like I'm talking about you, then you need to check yourself, because I'm only talking about a certain type of woman.
Nigga, what?
If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to my second channel, both are below in the description. All right, guys, today I'm going to be talking about, it's just a reminder that being single is better than being treated like crap. All right, I'm gonna say it again. Being single is better than being treated like crap. A lot of you guys fear from loneliness, so you'd rather be in a bad relationship than be alone. And that frame of thought is what kept you in bad relationships longer, because you were afraid to be alone. But now that you guys are alone, you're starting to find a lot of happiness and anger at the same time. A lot of you guys have been red pill raging for a while. But this is just to let you know that being single and being alone allows you to figure who you are, and it allows you to figure out what's important to you in life. So this is going to be a reminder video as to why you're happy being single. And in most cases, it's better than you've been in a relationship being treated like crap. Let's get to it. First, free time is underrated. And the reason for that is that you need a lot of free time to yourself. People do not understand that you literally become a genius the moment you stop being around people. Because when you are around people, you constantly have to adjust yourself so everyone flows with you. So you're never in a mindset, or you never have tension between other people. That's called being a bot. It's when everybody is thinking the same. Whenever you become a loner and you become single, you may find yourself gathering knowledge about life that you never had before. But once you gain this knowledge about life, you stop and you look at life at an entire different view. Like you're able to look at men that are still blue pill now, that are still trying to run out and get married and have a wedding. You're noticing that they're ending up with the worst type of women in the world, because the worst type of women in the world are the only ones that are available that want to get married. All these other girls have taken on a feminist trait, which means that all they want to do is work. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody to have sex with, maybe go out with their friends and drink. They enjoy being free. So in the world that we're living in today, freedom is very underrated, because it's something that people are afraid of. But the moment you learn to be by yourself and have your freedom is the moment you're able to actually live a life. Because the way that the mindsets of people have changed and the conditions we're living in now, you can't even afford to be around guys that you agree with that much, all right? A lot of these guys got female tendencies, so understand. Your freedom is underrated, but when you learn to appreciate your freedom, a whole nother life opens up. Right. Next, when you become more serious about your life, all that small talk wears out. All right. People are getting sick and tired of the small talk. What do I mean by the small talk? Dating apps. All right, dating apps and chat rooms, chatting with women, trying to get to know a woman. That's small talk, where you're sending messages back and forth in the DM to build up to eventually get the right number. Small talk is played out. Guys don't want to sit up and continue to try to vet a woman to going on a date, or vet a woman to sleeping with her. It's better to just jerk off and then find something else to do, play video games or go out and do something. I recommend going out and doing something versus playing a video game. But at the end of the day, guys do not have time to vet anymore. You don't have time for the small talk. You ain't got time trying to pull out the best game, sound all proper, sound like you got a good lifestyle in order for her to read your bio and want to like you. You got to go through too much nowadays. You got to pretend to be somebody else disguised as somebody, because she's disguised as somebody pretending to be somebody too. And then by the time both parties come to realization of life, they both don't even want to be around each other, due to the fact that both of them have been lying too long. Hopefully that makes sense. But moral of the story is, Damn, low fuel. The moral of the story is people are getting tired of the small talk and the vetting process. All right. When you're single, you fill that time up with doing what you love to do. Next, you're building better relationships with other people. All right. Like with me, I got a good relationship with my racing team. I got a good relationship with some YouTubers. I got a good relationship with some stock traders. I got good relationships with people outside of a relationship that I don't feel like I need to get married and be in a relationship. I have such a busy life that's filled with hobbies and that's filled with good people around me that I don't need to go and try to find it in a relationship because I already have that inner happiness. This is what a lot of you guys have. But what a lot of you guys don't have is the willpower to hang on to that. And the reason why you don't have the willpower to hang on to that, because you think that you have healed all the way and that maybe you could go back into a relationship, because no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, you still may want to be in a relationship with a woman. So throughout this process, you've been building friendships, you've been building your crew, you've been building up what you want out of life. And then when you get to the point where you've built up what you wanted out of life, now you want to actually put that into actions and you start looking at relationships. Before you start looking at relationships, stop and understand where all your happiness is at and try to maintain it there where you've already got it. Next, traveling alone is good. All right, traveling alone is good. I did a lot of traveling alone in my life and you get a way better understanding. But one thing about traveling alone that's good when you're single is that you're not worried about or waiting on what someone else has to do or say. One thing about traveling, it opens up your mind to want to see a lot of new things all the time. Sometimes when you're traveling with somebody else, your conflict, what they want to do, what you want to do become very conflicting and you don't get a very good experience. You know how many people every year go to Miami for Memorial Day weekend or wherever holiday it is. They save enough money to get that plane trip and to get the hotel, but then they go on vacations with people that are confrontational. So you get to Miami, you get to these resort places, but you spend the whole time there miserable because you brought the wrong people with you. It's the same thing in relationships. If you take the wrong woman on a vacation, you will regret it. She would mess up the entire vacation where you thought you guys were going to be getting some sweet loving, but the only thing that y'all did was argue. So understand, traveling alone makes everything better whenever you're single because you get a better experience. Next, spending money on yourself is better. Yes, I am at the gas station about to get gas, but I just got a lot to say about this subject. Spending money on yourself is better because at least you get the appreciation of it. The worst thing you could do is go out here and keep spending money on a relationship, spend money on a woman, and you're spending a lot of it because you think the more that you spend, the better quality of the situation you're getting, and she's still unappreciative. Nowadays, there's no type of money that you're going to spend on a relationship that's going to be satisfying to a woman because she's going to turn around and she's going to look at the internet and her standards are going to go up even higher because she sees another woman doing it. So when you start spending it on yourself, you're going to get that car you want. You're going to get those rims you want. You're going to get that outfit you want. You're going to do whatever it is that you want to do because you're not putting your money trying to make someone else's happy to turn around and make you happy. When you spend it on yourself, it's a hell of a lot better. Next, you're very comfortable in your own skin. And this is a good one right here. All right. The more you're alone and single, the more you learn who you are. You know what I'm saying? You learn to be comfortable with who you are. Now you're like, all right, I'm the nerd. I've accepted I'm the nerd, or I'm the jock. I've accepted I'm the jock, or I'm this type of guy. I've accepted that. You have accepted yourself versus going out trying to be somebody else for somebody else. That's what a lot of you guys are doing. When you're beta male, you're walking around worried about what people think about you. So you're looking at your teeth, you're looking at your hair, you're looking at how you talk, you look at how you walk, you look at how you're talking to people. You're trying to be perfect so no one looks at you and want to disrespect you. All right. When you come into yourself, you're not going to care what everybody else thinks because you realize that majority of the people are bots. Like with me, I know my teeth are crooked down here. I don't care. I know I don't use proper grammar. As long as you understand it, it is okay with me. I don't even shower every day. And sometimes I'll wear the same clothes. But guess what? If someone sees that and they point that out, it doesn't matter to me. I'm comfortable in my own skin. As long as I'm doing what I'm doing and it's not bothering nobody else and no one else is getting hurt from it, then life is okay. Life is only not okay when you're doing you. It's when you're harming somebody else. As long as you're not harming somebody else, then you're okay. So you're comfortable in your own skin. Learn to stay there and do not care what anyone else thinks about you. Next, you get more spa days. This is the last one. You get more time to actually do more self-care. You know, you do massages by yourself. You go get your hair cut by yourself. You do your grooming by yourself. You learn to take care of yourself when you're alone and single. When you're being next to somebody, they could drain all your energy out, that you're running to go eat sweets to feel better. You're running to eat junk food to feel better. You're going to the bar having a drink. You're going home smoking weed because the person you're around all day is just getting on your nerves. The kids are getting on your nerves. She's getting on your nerves. Next thing you know, you're fat, sloppy, and you're drunk, and you have all these problems to deal with. When you're single, the only problem that you have to deal with is just yourself. And when you learn to be that way, it's hard to go back into the other world. Period. This is Anthony Spade, and this is just a reminder that you're happier being single than being in a relationship that's full of crap. Hasta la vista.